Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I'm a little bit sick for today's video, so I'm not actually going to bust out the camera. I want to take it slow. I'm also in the process of moving back to Utah, so we're going to talk today about a lot of things all to do with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have actually two charts and a couple different scenarios in which I've laid out that are going to explain exactly where I think the prices are going to be headed from here. I'm going to cover a lot of the FUD that I've seen on Twitter on if the bear market is actually beginning and the bull market is over. I'm going to summarize all of my thoughts on why I actually think that the bull market is very much still going, why I believe that the bear market correction will be over soon, and how we can go about trading it from here in the most profitable way for us and the community at large. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these videos like the one provided for me here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the Discord server of over 20,000 members and growing. Links are provided for you in the description if you guys want to check out my free community. On top of that, if you're a new guy just getting into these markets and you guys want a free study guide that's really going to help you guys understand the market a lot better, links are provided for you in the description to go ahead and download my free ebook and beginner's guide to cryptocurrency. Links are going to be provided for you in the description to download that. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty, everybody, I wanted to take time to actually talk about Bitcoin, talk about Ethereum, and give you guys an explanation of where I think the market is going to be headed. I see a lot of different people talking about the bear market potentially being the beginning of it. The bull market is over. You know, this is just going to be already the short-term top. A lot of people already sold the top expecting, you know, everybody said the end of the year, so smart money took profits early. I've seen a lot of people talking about this, so I figured now would be a great opportunity to give you guys my thoughts, give you guys my perspective on if I actually think the bear market is beginning, if I think the bull market has ended, and really where I think prices are headed from here. So let's talk about some thoughts. Do I think that the bull market is over? No, I do not. Even though we're seeing a pretty big sell-off from the all-time highs, I don't actually think that the bear market has began. I think that this is just a short-term bear cycle inside of a bigger bullish trend. And really, guys, I think that we could see some of the biggest volatility we've ever seen due to the fact this has been, thus far, one of the more volatile cycles, you know, ever. I mean, if we come back to what we saw back at the beginning of the bullish cycle, if you guys remember all the way back down in here, this was the very beginning of this bullish cycle, right? Where prices rounded out for about 3 months, and then we went all the way up to about 14K. Now, it was in this move where once we originally sold off and we came back down to this major support level at like 6,500, we actually, you know, ultimately we got this bounce, but we did get this massive sell-off that ended up making a lower low. And this correction from the very top to the very bottom was actually our biggest correction we've ever seen inside of a bull cycle at 72%. And so at this point, I remember seeing a lot of famous traders, a lot of people that have been known for years and years that have written books about financial markets that were actually getting very bearish over here. And it was actually a really trying time. And it showed me just how irrational even the most respected people will get during the times of the most panic. And crypto is no different, guys. This is pretty much the same thing that we're seeing right here today. You know, we've seen a massive decline from the all-time highs. You know, it's not 72%, but we have managed to get about 54% from the highs at 65K back down to about 30K. And so as it stands right now, we are in this triangle formation. And I want to talk to you guys about really how triangles have played out, how I've seen triangles play out, how I think we could see this one play out from here so that we know exactly how to play this market going forward. Now, first things first, guys, the way a triangle works is a triangle is mainly just going to be a pattern of indecision. It's mainly going to break the direction the market was already going. So in this case, since the bearish trend was going strong, we've already seen a lower low. We've seen a pretty consistent bearish trend forming thus far. Normally speaking, you're going to see the triangle continue in whichever the trend was going. So in this case, we've been going down. So if we're going to continue to see downside, then we have a couple different directions that I'm actually going to be watching for from here. Now, one thing's to keep in mind, guys, with a triangle, if you're actually trading this on a if you're actually day trading this pattern, your target is going to be the top of the resistance or the bottom of the resistance of the triangle. So in this case, if you think the market is going to be breaking bearish, then you would be taking the trade at the breakout of this ascending support. So roughly pretty close to where we're at. and you'd be targeting the very bottom of that. So in this case, it would be down here at 30K. So you'd be either targeting, depending on which way you think the market's going to go. If you're bearish, you'd be targeting here. If you were bullish, you'd be targeting here. And that's the way that you would actually be playing this pattern. And so keep in mind, guys, that if we do actually break bearish inside of this pattern, it doesn't necessarily mean that the market is going to drop all the way to 20,000. We're going to have to go for a massive new low because the target for this pattern is only right here. And so we could see a double bottom play out where we actually see the market reverse at this time, just as much as we could see the market fall all the way to 20K, because this is something I want to keep you guys in the loop of. There is definitely the possibility where if we do get a much bigger sell-off inside of this move, we could see a sell-off all the way back down to the previous all-time highs. Now, guys, I don't mean to freak you out when I say this, and I don't think that you guys should get really worried with me saying that. The biggest reason why I'm pointing this out to you guys is because that's literally the only next support that we have. I mean, if we zoom in here, you can technically see this little tiny wick right here, but in my opinion, I wouldn't count that. I would count this support level back here at the previous all-time high. This is a level that we reacted to right here once we broke out of that level. If we do actually lose our support that we found at 30K, honestly, guys, I don't see another support level until 20,000. And so even though I'm pointing this out, I don't mean to cause FUD. I don't mean to cause fear, but that's just what I see based off of support and resistance. There really isn't another level until that point, which is why I wanted to give you guys this point being of where you would actually target either a break up or a breakdown of a symmetrical triangle. If we break below this ascending support here, then our target's going to be the bottom of this support at 30K. And I really would not be the least bit surprised to see support hold from here, and then to see support actually, you know, end up being the bottom and we go up into continuation, which I would see a move upwards of about 46K as our likely move next. That's what I'm going to be watching out for with Bitcoin. You know, a sweep of 28K really wouldn't surprise me at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one more little sell-off like this to close out this move. And I don't think you guys should get really worried if that's the case. You know, we oftentimes see these types of fake outs happen inside of these symmetrical triangle patterns, because keep in mind, guys, a symmetrical triangle pattern is really a pattern more of indecision than it showing a true market direction. There's a reason why, you know, the market is coiling back and forth inside of somewhat of a symmetrical point. It's because the buyers and the sellers are somewhat of an equilibrium. They don't really know which direction the market's going to go. And so if the market breaks down, don't necessarily think that that is doom season, the bear market is beginning, bull market's over and all of that. I do think it's likely we could see a breakdown of this triangle, only for support to hold near this 30K range, and that to be the ultimate bottom. And so that's really, guys, the scenarios that I'm watching for with Bitcoin. I wanted to give you guys this quick update just as a way to summarize my thoughts. If we do actually sell below this pattern, don't necessarily think that that's a big concern. Yeah, it would be a concern if we actually break below this level, because obviously we don't have a support level until about 20,000. But for me, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a fake out where the prices actually sell off. We retest this level back down here at 30K, maybe 28K at the lows, and that's going to result in our bottom. Now, guys, I want to talk to you guys about Ethereum because I see a really cool pattern playing out that's going to give us both a direction bullish and a direction bearish, so we know exactly how to play that one moving forward from here. So this is the first chart that I wanted to share with you guys. And in my opinion, this perfectly summarized the two directions in which I think Ethereum is going to be going from here. Now, first things first, we have built a pretty solid trend line up to this point. From the breakout of the all-time highs, from the retest of the all-time highs, and from our recent push up into new all-time highs, this has been our trend line up to this point. Now, what we saw with this decline in price was us falling all the way back down and retesting this supporting trend line, and thus far it has held. Now, keep in mind, guys, if we are bullish, we would expect to see this trend line hold. Keep in mind, guys, prices could break bullish out of this little ascending triangle pattern, or we could fall out of this triangle like I pinpointed, where maybe we see a retest where Bitcoin goes down to about 30K again, maybe it goes down to 28K, where Ethereum would actually fall out of this triangle, and we may see it grow off of this trend line once again. We might see a retest of this in the books over the next couple weeks, so just be aware of that. Now, keep in mind, guys, let's say that Bitcoin ultimately sells off, we go retest the previous all-time highs at 20,000. Well, in this case, Ethereum would also do the same thing. I would expect that we would sell below this trend line that we have built. The prices would reject off of this trend line, and that's where we would go for one more drop all the way back down to, my target would be $1,300, which would be pretty close to the previous all-time high of that last cycle. That's the two scenarios that I'm watching for with Ethereum from here. I don't think that it's really likely either or. I don't really know which direction it's going to go from here. We're going to watch and I'll keep you guys updated, but these are the two scenarios in which I will watch for. If we break below this trend line, obviously I'm going to start thinking that we're going to be bearish to the previous all-time highs. If we end up getting, as long as we hold above this trend line, I would expect continuation inside of this bull trend. Now guys, I do have one more pattern to share with you. In my opinion, this is the bullish case scenario for Ethereum, and this would be the best case scenario that we would see. What this sell-off looks like to me a lot is the same sell-off that we saw all the way back down here. You guys remember that we got this massive sell-off March of 2020. This is when everybody got real fearful about COVID. And then that's what took us into this year-long bull rally into new all-time highs. Now, keep in mind, guys, if we overlay that same pattern, that same impulse and sell-off over what we're seeing today, you guys are actually going to notice that we see pretty much the same type of chart pattern here. What we saw after that sell-off was the same type of ascending triangle that formed, and that ended up breaking bullish, and that's what took us into new all-time highs. And so if in fact this is the bottom of this sell-off, then we would expect to see this continue on much higher from here. Keep in mind, guys, do I know exactly how high this is going to go? Of course not. This chart itself is pinpointing that Ethereum would be going upwards of 75K. Guys, I'm not trying to predict the price. I'm not trying to draw exact price predictions here. I'm trying to map out how we've actually seen a lot of similarities play out here, where in the last cycle, or what I should say last year, inside of 2020, during that March panic, we saw pretty much this exact same type of setup play out, where ETH, everything crashed super hard, and that was the exact bottom before prices ended up just going up into new all-time highs. And so, really, guys, don't expect that this can't happen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. This is kind of what I've been watching for, is that prices would find support. They'd rally up to about 8K. We'd have a sell-off. We would retest this level here, and that's what's going to take us into our final blow-off top to close out the end of the year. I don't know how crazy that's going to get. My target's been 20K, so that's personally what I'm going to watch out for. But this is really, guys, the bullish scenario that we could expect to see playing out from ETH. If the bottom is in, the sell-off is over, you know, this is all we needed to actually go up into new price discovery, then this is really what I would be watching out for ETH from here. In this case, that would mean that the bottom is in for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to break bullish, and Bitcoin is once again going into new all-time highs as well. And so this is really the two scenarios in my trading plan that I have for ETH, for Bitcoin. In my opinion, if you know the direction of ETH and Bitcoin, you know the direction for the rest of the market. This is how I'm personally going to be playing it from here. I want to give you guys this quick update just to summarize my thoughts, summarize a lot of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that we're seeing inside of this sell-off. Keep in mind, guys, that based off of this type of a sell-off, from the high that we saw to where we're at in the lows, this has been one of the biggest sell-offs we've ever seen inside of any bull trend for Bitcoin. So I honestly don't think you can go wrong buying at any point, because of the fact I'm still convinced that the bull market is strong, and we're going to be looking at the end of the year for the resolution of this bull market. So as long as that's the case in my trading plan, I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into dips. I'm going to continue to focus on the end of the year, because as long as that end of the year target has not been met, this is still very much a sell-off inside of a new bull trend. And this is a big sell-off in a new bull trend. So guys, I think you guys can't really go wrong investing into any type of a sell-off. Anytime historically Bitcoin has pulled back, you know, 50, 55, 60%, it's been a great buying opportunity. So in my opinion, I'm going to be buying. I think that the bottom is most likely going to be in. If we go for a new low, I'm going to buy more, and I'm going to continue to focus on the end of the year, because I think no matter what, this bull market is still strong, and we're going to see much more continuation from here. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of these awesome videos. Now, on top of that, guys, you guys can join the Discord server for free. You guys can also download my free ebook if you click the links in the description. Now, on top of all of that, if you guys do want to join and sign up for my video course and signals, you guys can follow all the trades that I take in this cycle, copy my portfolio, do all of that awesome stuff. Links are all going to be provided for you in the description for that as well. well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for staying true on this channel, and I look forward to watching this market resolve. I'll keep you guys updated as we go. I wanted to give you guys my all-around thoughts just to keep you guys in the awareness of what I'm expecting, how I'm going to play the market, so that we all can know exactly what I'm going to be doing from here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and with that being said, I will catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.